Welcome to another episode of Almost English Podcast. And today is a special episode because, as you know, I'm not really interested in the politics. We talk about normal stuff. But this what's happening in the world now, in the UK, in the US, actually forced the normal people who are not actually interested, not actively following the politics, actually to get involved into the politics, at least passively, to understand what is going on in the world. We're gonna talk about three guys. We're gonna talk about Donald Trump, which is obviously new president of United States. We're gonna talk about Nigel Farage, which is a member or the owner actually of a Reform UK, owner or creator of the Reform UK. I'm not sure exactly. Let me know exactly who he is. I know that he's a chief of or the leader. Oh, that's probably the best word. The leader of the Reform UK, and Dominik Tarczynski, who is a member of the Europarlament, who's actually doing a lot. And if he says what he wants to do will become a reality, a lot will change in the world. Donald Trump. I don't obviously have to tell you about Donald Trump, what he's done, and which direction he's heading. And I believe whatever he's doing into the for the US, I believe it's make an impact into the world. And anything he's pushing into the US will affect the whole world and also the UK. And we know I believe there is a conversation between Nigel Farage and Dominik Tarczynski. I believe there is a conversation between Nigel Farage and Donald Trump. And I believe Dominik Tarczynski was helping with Donald Trump's campaign. So they are kind of mixed up and they know each other. And I think they are got this pro-native leadership, as I called. They are actively looking for the solutions to put the people from the country in the first place. And yes, I do know if Nigel Farage will win, it might affect my life because I'm an immigrant. I'm here. I'm in the UK legally, but it will affect my life. First of all, Donald Trump, for me, is the only president in the last probably years who can actually change the US. I'm really interested what's gonna happen as soon as he took the office. A lot of new rules being implemented. All the left-wing bullshit being cancelled.
This week, I will also end the government policy of trying to socially engineer race and gender into every aspect of public and private life. As of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
And he also wants to put people of the US in the first place. He wants to remove the illegal migrants from the US. He wants to put the US members, if I can call it like that, US native people in the first place. And I also believe that's what Nigel Farage wants to do, and that's also what Dominik Tarczynski wants to do. Obviously, Nigel Farage wants to do that in the UK. And I'm gonna show you the video in a second. What I think about that and his manifesto. We're gonna talk about Nigel Farage, especially in the next part of this video. But for now, Dominik Tarczynski, he's a person who made a really turbulences in the Europarlament. He's really taking his place. He's pushing in. He's not letting people talk bullshit in the Europarlament. He's a member of Europarlament, but he is a member of the Polish government. Okay, so he also is pro-native leader for a Polish country. So forgive me for the headphones, but I'm gonna show you the video of Dominik Tarczynski and his speech in the Europarlament about Europe. And he's letting himself to say whatever he wants so far, and I'm happy to see that, because that's the person who can actually change the politics in the Europe, and definitely politics in my native country, which is Poland. Let's see and see if you agree with me.
This is madness. And this madness will be stopped after these elections. We're going to make Europe great again. We're going to change the numbers. And your laugh will not change the fact that you are going to lose these elections. You know that, and you know that, Madam President. You know why? Because there is no freedoms you mentioned. We can read in the conclusions that Europe must be safe for European citizens. It's your fault, Madam President, that it's not safe. Illegal migration and your policy, Mr. Weber, German policy, willkommen, is...
Tell me if that's not a true. Look at the Germany, look at the France, look at the UK. Look at, of course, I know UK is not in the EU anymore, but it used to be under the rules of German politics. And look at the Belgium. Every Europe country got a problem now, and none of these countries are safe.
is the reason why Europe is not safe. Let's talk about the report about Germany, safety in Germany. 6 million crimes raised, the highest rise in the history of Germany. And you want to continue that? This madness about illegal migration will be stopped after this election. This madness about the Green Deal, Madam President, will be stopped about this madness. And your smiles and good humor will not change the fact that conservatives will make Europe great again.
And tell me that actually you cannot agree with him. The Europe is in the big trouble, especially regards crime, regards safety. All this illegal migration is a massive problem in the Europe. But obviously that was about the Europe. Well, let's talk about the UK. And at the first, I wanna say that I do understand if Nigel Farage will win and his party will win the election, it might affect my life. And I do understand that. But I also wish to say that I think the British native people who's living in the Britain, who's British, who been born in Britain, who's has a British bloodline, they deserve better. I do mean it. And I believe that if that's the cost of them doing better, will be remove the non-British people from the Britain. That's how it's supposed to be. Yes, I do believe Nigel Farage can change the UK. If he's saying what he actually believes, and if he actually will follow on this what he says, that will affect Europe in the positive way. Do I believe him? That's a hard question, because I've seen a lot of politicians says a lot about future, promising a lot, and clearly they never deliver. And that is the problem with the politicians nowadays, that they say a lot, but they're not delivering on their promises. Clearly, Nigel Farage is pro-native leader. He want to put a British people in the first place in regards of everything what's happening in the Great Britain. I love the part that Nigel Farage put on the website. Only reform will stand up for British culture, identity, and values. We will freeze immigration and stop the boats, restore law and order, repair our broken public services, cut taxes and make work pay, to make work pay, and government waste, slash energy bills, unlock real economic growth. Only reform will take back control over our borders, our money, and our laws. Only reform will secure Britain's future as a free, proud, and rich nation. Join the revolt, your sincere Nigel Farage. Um, it's big, and I believe British people want that. British people are tired of this what's happening, and they want change. They are tired, they're walking out on the streets, they start protesting, and at some point that will change to something very dangerous. Is it worse for legal migrants? I would say it will be, because I'm gonna show you the video that what Nigel Farage is saying, and I'm gonna explain you why now. Listen to this video with me and tell me what you can hear in here.
The 5 Reform MPs have been trying like crazy to find out what are arrest rates for foreign nationals compared to arrest rates for resident Brits. How do the numbers work? Well, finally, we've got some answers. We didn't get them, but the Centre for Migration Control did. And the figures are stark. 17.4.
What I will to say that this statistic that Nigel Farage is showing, we cannot put all people in the one bag, all right? I remember when I came here to the UK, everyone was saying, "Oh, you are Polish, you have to drink." And no, I'm not drinking alcohol, but there is this weird, how you call it? The weird thing. I lost the word. There's this weird saying in the UK that if you are Polish, you have to drink, because there is a lot of homeless Polish people, a lot of people who's Polish are drinking a lot in here, or used to drink at least. That's why they think every Polish people have to drink. No, it's not like that. And I see this statistic, and I think it's kind of same when he's saying about other nations that committing crimes. It might make sense to some degree, but it also doesn't.
5 times more likely to be arrested for crime in this country if you come from Albania. 9 times more likely to be arrested for a crime in this country if you've come from Afghanistan. And there are other countries here too, Iraq, Algeria, you name it. The truth of it is, because of the open borders policy that had been run, not just for the last 14 years under the Conservatives, but Labour before that, we are allowing criminals to freely come into Britain. Whether they come legally or illegally, frankly, is not the point.
And yes, I do believe that is the point. Because if someone coming here illegally, he already commit the crime. Because he's coming to the country illegally. And people who actually coming to this country legally on their visas, on their passports, and they coming here and they work, they provide values, and they are clearly a good people, we cannot put them in the same bag. That's what I believe. And this is what he say. It doesn't matter if it's legal or illegal. I don't think that's a good point to say.
And I think at some point, these statistics need to come under the full microscope of the electorate. Why would we let people come and live in our country that make the place a less safe place to live? On sexual crimes alone, you are 3.5 times more likely to be arrested for a sexual offence if you come from outside the United Kingdom.
And the rest, Nigel Farage is raised a concern about other problems that Great Britain faces now. And hard to say, to some degree, I do believe he got a good intention. I believe he might change something in the UK. As long as he really want to follow on what he's saying, and it's not another scam, and it's not another I wanna promise people something so they will vote for me and then nothing will change. Hopefully that is not the case. Now, because we're talking about the election, is actually Reform UK able to win the election? After seeing this video, I believe that migrants who actually voting here, who are here legally and got their British passports now, I think they might vote for someone else, because this what we just seen in this video, that what he's saying about the legal migrants and illegal migrants and putting them into the same bag, that might actually change people's perspective on a lot of things from the migrants. Definitely people will vote for him who are tired of this what's happening now lately in the UK in the last probably 10 years. People are tired and people will vote for the change. I think people might not even vote for him, but people will vote for the change because they want something to change. They are tired of this what is happening right now and nothing changing so far. So they will try to vote for something different. But now, if is it actually possible to win? Because if we would say that all the left wing won't vote for Nigel Farage, and all people who are not kind of so closed-minded on the migration and see the difference between the illegal migrant and legal migrant, I'm thinking that might be trouble, because he might not get enough, reform might not get enough votes after all. And that might be the problem for him. I don't know. So far, I did see a lot of videos, and as I'm saying, I'm not a specialist. I'm not a politician. I just really share my own opinion on that. And so far, what I've seen from Nigel Farage, I did agree on most of the stuff that he was saying. But after seeing this video, which I just show you, when he's saying he's putting all people, legal and illegal migrant, into the same bag, I certainly changed my perspective slightly on him. But it's just me. It's maybe just me. So yeah, I think that's all I tried to share with you today on this another episode, and hopefully we will see some results soon. What's gonna happen, and that is for me today. I wish you all the best, and I will see you very soon in the future. Stay safe.